Food. One of, if not the most important thing for human survival. Ever since the beginning of mankind, many different foods have been used for different uses, whether for the ingredients of potential cures for diseases or just to keep the human race continuing. Food has been beneficial in so many ways. Although, with the positives also come negatives. While the food industry has grown and advanced, scientists have created new ways to mass produce our products, especially with pesticides. Although pesticides are useful when it comes to preventing bugs from eating our crops, it also affects the consumers in a huge way. This issue has been popular particularly for tomatoes, potatoes, and coconuts.
Studies state that tomato seeds were found during the early Aztecs around 700 AD. Many people believe that tomatoes are originally native to America. Many people also believe that tomatoes were either poisonous or medicinal in the beginning. The story of tomatoes came from 1519. The story stated that a man named Cortez discovered tomatoes in another man named Montezuma's gardens. This is when the tomato seeds were brought back to Europe where they are planted. Today, a conventional tomato contains 50 or more pesticides in it. One particularly pesticide or fungicide found in a tomato called manib can lead to Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's disease is a progressive disorder of the nervous system that affects your movement. Today, tomatoes are used all around the food you eat, such as ketchup, salsa, or even tomato soup itself. Ketchup or catsup is considered a table sauce. There are benefits of adding ketchup to your food. Using ketchup to add flavor to your foods can be beneficial because it is low in calories. Ketchup also contains practically no fat at all. Salsa is a Spanish word for sauce. Eating fresh tomato salsa contains a lot of vitamin C and vitamin A. Fresh tomato salsa is also a good, healthy snack to eat. Tomato soup also has health benefits. For example, it boosts up your vitamin A and C. It also boosts up your copper and selenium intake every day. For males, it will be very important for your male reproductive system.
The word coconut comes from the Spanish and Portuguese word coco. Coconuts were first found in the 16th century and were grown somewhere northwest of South America. The most places that the plant is grown now is India, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, and the Philippines. People in today's society use coconuts in many different ways. Coconuts can be used to cook. Coconut oil can be used to add flavor to a certain dish to create a certain taste. Coconuts are also used in products like moisturizers, creams, scrubs, and much more. Coconuts can also be used for coconut water. But there is a pesticide that could wipe out the entire coconut plant. A pesticide called neonicotinoids is sprayed onto the coconut trees so that bugs will not eat the plant. At the same time, this pesticide did kill a coconut tree, and the result could be that there is no more coconuts and then no more coconut products. It's also not likely that if the farmer does wash the plant, there would be residue on it, but it could be possible.
The potato originated in the Andes of Bolivia and Peru. It was there in 1537 that the Spanish discovered the potato. From there it traveled to Europe, then back to the United States. Peru's Inca Indians first cultivated the potato in about 200 BC. This vegetable had many uses to the Incas. Raw slices were placed on broken bones, carried to prevent rheumatism, and eaten with other foods to prevent indigestion. The ancient Inca Indians valued the potato not only as food, but as a measure of time. Units of time were correlated to how long it took a potato to cook. Potatoes are definitely America's favorite vegetable. Every year we consume about 140 pounds of potatoes per person. The potato chip was invented in 1853 and has been America's #1 snack food for more than 50 years. Throughout the years, potato chips have been packaged in cans, paper bags, cellophane, plastic, aluminum foil, and cardboard tubes. During the 18th century, potatoes were served as a dessert, hot and salted in a napkin. Thomas Jefferson gets the credit for introducing French fries to America when he served them at the White House dinner.
Foods like potatoes, coconuts, and tomatoes all have an origin that can somehow be traced. These different foods were used both back then and now for similar and different purposes. The purposes and uses for these foods have changed over time because as the world grows, people begin to want and need different resources. Also, as time progresses, people may be needing these foods not only to eat, but to help advance technologies in some way. As people, we use foods like tomatoes, coconuts, and potatoes every day of our lives, whether we know it or not. If pesticides that are used on these foods stop the growth of the food, a new problem arises.